And we're live.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. I realize I have the wrong background. So we're changing it now.
Oh,
That is my Trekking and Beyond, a Star Trek podcast background. Welcome, welcome from Andrea and Jocelyn.
hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having a generally restful Sunday, if possible. Possible.
Me too, because Sundays are both a like a joy, but also not a joy because like you're like okay you wake up on Sunday morning, you're just like yes I get one more day before I have to go into the office tomorrow, but it's like I still have to go into the office tomorrow or I have to work tomorrow, so it's just like there's a limit on how much fun I can have on Sundays.
And Sundays, my brain is always like, we want to do everything before the week starts today. Um, and then I'll overload my brain with all the things that I want to do before
Mm-hmm.
Monday. And then I just go lay down. And then I don't start doing things until late afternoon, evening, because my brain is so tired from thinking about all the things I have to do. So it ends up being a restful Sunday, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I will improve. I will improve.
um I like I said, like my explanation from earlier, I have a love-hate relationship with Sundays. um just because it's like a limit. Like at a certain point, I have to be like, all right, we're back to the real world. And no one wants that.
No.
I don't.
No.
Um, but okay, so welcome on that note to the right. Oh no, work to the create with us. I should change it to create with us. Create with us workshop time slot.
The work with us. Work. It's the work with us stream.
Yes, work with us. I'm changing it to work with us right now. Um, because we understand that life is distracting, life is crazy, life is life. There's things you have to do to survive, and your entire world can't revolve around creating your next piece of amazing art, whether it's written word, or visual art, um, art you play with.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is some structured time for you and us to get our next whatever work in progress done. There are a couple things you need to make one of these creative sessions as uh,
Fruitful.
yes as possible. She's in my brain. You need to have all outside distractions away from you. If you can work well with TV in the background, you can have the TV on. But if it's like a distraction for you, don't turn it on. If you need to listen to music, have that on in the background for you. If you're like me and you get up and dance when you hear lyrics and you create a whole story to the songs, maybe don't turn the music on. Uh,
Doing music, instrumentals only.
yes, and like
Instrumentals only.
slow instrumentals. Like don't be doing your favorite song as an instrumental because you know you're gonna be up there popping it, locking it like you're not supposed to. Have more than one beverage ready. I suggest no alcohol, only because if you get inebriated, you're going to get tired and you're not going to want to work. Save that for afterwards. But
Yes.
today's beverage for me is I have coffee and I have water. Jocelyn, what is your beverage of choice today?
I have water. Well, I just drank. It's very funny. Right before we started this stream, I drank all of my drinks. So I had I have my water bottle, coffee is just finished, and I had Gatorade that I just finished. Um, so I could wake up, so I could get going on work. And honestly, it's that is better for me, at least for right now. Sometimes drinks become a distraction for me, so
Have whatever. For me personally, I only try to keep open what I need to currently work on. and in whatever medium I'm going to use it in. Besides this, because you're not just here to see our pretty faces, you're here to work, but still keep us open. So I am not going to use my computer today. I'm going to handwrite today.
Analog.
Yes.
I do have a donut. I have a donut.
Ooh, yes, have your snacks too, or either eat first so you're full, or have your snacks. I just ate, so because I was like, I'm otherwise gonna be trying to looking on Uber Eats, like, what can I get? So I am still working on the sequel to Amatry's Magic, which does not have a title yet. I should probably figure that title out. Jocelyn, what are you working on today?
A couple things. I'm concept art for a game that I'm working on right now. That I've been putting on the back burner. I've put on the back burner for a little bit for some other projects, and we have a meeting this evening, so I want to make sure that I have something to show for that. So I'm gonna be working on that, and then some bearish stuff. And then, or you know what? Because I may not show my screen. The stuff for Cerise. So yeah, I probably should do that.
I spoke to her today. I told her we were going to go live, and she's like, "Oh, maybe she's going to work on that." No, she's like, "I have no idea."
No, I need to work on. My intention was to have worked on it before we started. But that didn't happen. I was so tired. So I'm going to open that up right now.
Okay, and I'm going to find some jazzy coffee shop music. Because I realized from Jocelyn's amazing help yesterday, oh, can we go live with the live? There is a live coffee shop group on Facebook and on Instagram going live.
Oh, wow.
Right now. Do we want warm jazz music, smooth jazz music, or rainy day cozy coffee shop?
Let's do warm. Let's see.
Warm jazz?
Yeah, let's see how that feels first.
Okay. So.
I'll also be looking at bookings. I'm gonna try to have a booking done in the next hour because I don't want to wait too much longer to make travel arrangements.
Okay. Can you hear it?
It's very good.
from yesterday made me drinking too much coffee. I could not fall asleep last night. Like, I was exhausted. My body was like, you just supplied us with a ton of coffee not even an hour ago. Why do you think you're going to sleep?
Yeah.
Like, I know you're tired, but suck it up. So I walked
They were like,
for a couple hours.
they said, we up. We got to get active. It's time to go run. It's time to go run a mile. It's time to go chat with your friends. It's time to go.
I was on TikTok watching Archer.
You were watching Archer on TikTok?
I was watching TikTok and I was watching Archer.
Oh, okay. I was like, I mean, sure, because TikTok be having the clips of movies and stuff, like
Yeah.
whole scenes and stuff, where you just end up watching the whole movie anyway. But I was like, are they doing that with shows now? So.
They do. I don't think this one, but I have watched other TV shows. Or like the major scenes on TikTok. I've caught up. I watched like 90% of my K-dramas that way. Because I don't care what anyone says. A K-drama is a huge investment in time. It's not like watching a normal It's not like watching an American TV show. A K-drama that's subtitled. That's dubbed. When it's subtitled, I cannot do anything else but watch the show. And my brain doesn't like that. It doesn't like that I can't look away for a split second and like read a fan fiction while I'm watching the movie. I don't know why my brain likes to do that, but it is. And so TikTok, I'm able to get all the important information from all the scenes on TikTok. And so that's how I watched Dr. Tata. That's how I watched The Glory. That's how I watched another show too. I can't remember the name of it. Vincenzo. It's how I watched a lot of the shows that were not dubbed in English. And then like eventually when I have like free time, I'll go back and watch the entire thing on Netflix. But I would just watch everything on TikTok because it's just like it gives me exactly what I need. And I'll spend like the 10 minutes watching the breakdown. But it's like I just want the important information. I just need the important information that's making the story go forward. And then when I have time to sit and do the entire show at once, I'll do that. Yep.
That's pro strats. It sounds like pro strats to me.
Huh?
It sounds like pro strats to me.
Are you talking about the music?
No, just watching the shows on TikTok. Pro strats is short for professional strategies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that is my fact for the day because I never heard of that before. You should learn at least one new thing a day. That was my thing.
It's like pro tips, pro strats.
I feel like I look cute today.
You said what?
I feel like I look cute today. Like I'm like in very much loungewear. And I'm just like, oh,
It's Sunday.
it's working.
It's Sunday. I don't got on nothing that makes sense. I have on a Christmas sweater. I have on a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Christmas sweater right now.
Why do you have a Christmas?
It was out. It was out. It was out, and I want to be warm and cozy while I'm
It's
working.
hot.
I have a fan. I have a fan on, but when I'm sitting here bare armed with the fan on, I get cold after a while, and I don't really like to be cold when I'm working. So I prefer to have cold and then be warm. Like, I want the conditions to be right so I can wear some kind of sweater, inside for a little bit. Like I don't ever want it to be like freezing cold where I have to put on all of my winter accoutrement. Okay. but just cool enough where I can wear something long sleeve and big and just be a little gremlin in my desk.
Well, not a gremlin, but yes. Oh, we forgot to do our goals. What is your goal for today?
I should set one, huh? Finish this book cover and book a room for Dragon Con. That's my goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is to finish. I don't know if I actually met my goals yesterday. So my goal today is to finish at least 2 chapters.
Okay. It's a good goal.
So we'll see. And when I say finish, people, I mean handwrite them, not type them.
I think that's a solid goal.
Oh my gosh. Apparently, I don't know my rights for my rights. And I wrote, I'm always right, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. And I wrote, I'm always WRITE. And even when I'm wrong, I'm WRITE.
Honestly, I was about to say you shouldn't be editing right now, but I'm glad you caught that because when you would have went back, you would have been extra confused. What was I even talking about?
Say. Like, what was I saying?
Yeah.
Well, we have a viewer.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'll put the chat overlay up. If you have, please let us know in the comments what you are working on, and what's your goal for however long we are here for.
What if you could do SEO smarter?
Okay, I'm gonna find
and
another
faster? With Wix, you
Why are there ads?
They're not trying to
can
let you
edit your
convert.
meta tag.
Hmm. Hmm. What do you think of it?
Like it.
Huh.
What?
I just got an idea
What?
for the book. I'm trying to figure out how to bridge part A to part B.
Oh.
This could work. Oh my gosh.
Did you know Vistaprint
I
has
believe
everything you need to get your small business outside? Kirsten.
I think someone
Does
keeps on.
Vistaprint.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all these ads today. It wasn't like this yesterday. What else do we have?
Brain freaking blast, Jocelyn. Okay, hold on. I do need to pause this. I'm excited. Because this actually, because there was a couple scenes that wouldn't work anymore, but I think I know how to make them work.
Uh-oh.
Is that's like bringing back like 5 chapters that I couldn't use before that I can use now.
I'm excited.
You yawned first this time.
I did. I'm sorry.
Vindication. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do. Okay. You guys are going to my second screen because I need to focus. Even though I said I wasn't going to use my big screen today, I mean, I wasn't going to use my computer. That was a lie. It was not. I was just misinformed.
Place. I knew it. This whole. I'm looking at hotels in downtown Atlanta right now, and I'm looking at the W, and I'm looking at pictures of the hotel, and it looks so nice. And I was saying to myself, like, this hotel looked like it got a pool. I bet you it's got a pool. And lo and behold, I scroll down. You got a big old pool. The thing's huge.
Yeah, ever since I started getting braids, I don't swim anymore.
It is a shame because I,
Because like that's the point of having the braids.
yeah,
But like they're so much heavier and they take forever to dry. I don't want to get them wet.
you know, I will say, I never thought I never thought to do this when I was younger, but I feel like I should, like, I just never thought to like use a hair, like a blow dryer to try to dry my braids faster. But I feel like I just should. I feel like I should have been doing that all along to cut down the drying time. Cause like, yeah, it's heavier and they take forever to dry, you know. Cause I used to get my hair braided all the time when I was a kid. Cause I would be in summer camp and we went swimming like 3 times a week.
Hmm.
Um, so, but all that to say, I feel you. But I feel like I want to start swimming again. So I might be considering just like using a hair dryer or something, you know.
Right. I don't think this likes me today.
What, the YouTube?
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a lot of rewrites I have to do.
Does this hotel have a fridge? That's all I need.
Oh, could that be the title? No. Mhm. Oh, I saw something today that made me think of you.
Oh, what?
And it was this guy talking about the Barbie movie and the Oppenheimer movie,
Mhm.
and they said call it Bombs, Brunch, and Barbie, because you go see Oppenheimer first, then you go to brunch, and then you go see Barbie.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I was like, Jocelyn would like that.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out the best place to do that. So I'm gonna talk to some friends and see what they feel up to, where they're willing to go. Just I'm trying to make like an event page on Facebook so I can invite my friends to it and all that stuff, so I can start talking logistics with everybody and figure it out. You know, because I'm looking at Saturday, and I want to make sure whatever day we go see these movies is the best day for everybody. So just a lot of logistics.
Mhm. Okay, I'm like seeing my entire book like fall. All the pieces are falling like in my head right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I'm not fast enough to write this in order.
You better start dictating.
But like I'm not even like it's happening so quickly that like I can't even focus on one part because like it's like this is happening. This is I can see it, but I can't. I'm trying to write it down. How are you coming along?
I'm coming. I'm still looking at rates and stuff, just comparing rates and seeing what will be best. Because I'm trying to keep in mind, like my friend who's coming, like she'll be paying half, but I'm trying to keep in mind that, like, just in case something happens and she can't pay for whatever, that it's whatever the total cost of it is still reasonable for me. So. All right, let's see. This rate is not bad. It's also weird just because, like, I know Dragon Con is a huge con, but I've never been to a convention that is that big. I mean, I think Rod was saying Awesome Con is like almost as big, but I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
No. Well,
or at least
Dragon Con reminded me more of New York than reminded me of Awesome Con.
Okay. I guess
Dragon Con is it's not in one location. It's in 5 like different locations. So
Right,
like it seems a lot bigger. That's why it reminds me more of New York than it does of Awesome Con.
Gotcha.
Because you have a separate area where the vendors are. Then you have one hotel that has one set of panels, another hotel that has something else, another hotel that has something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5 host hotels plus the vending place, or like the 4 host hotels plus the vending hall.
Mm-hmm.
It is not by any means a small undertaking because
I know it's not small. I guess my thing is just like, because I've never been there before, like even as an attendee or anything, I can't even imagine like how I'll do. So I guess I'm just like, I want to make sure I make it back. Whatever I'm spending. But I mean that's the fear with any con in general. So
let me tell you this: it's busy enough to where it's a 5-day con. You're gonna
Yeah.
make the money.
That's true.
You're gonna do well.
That's true.
Think of it in terms of, well, I would talk to Greg and talk to TJ, because they've both done Dragon Con and they've both done Awesome Con. They've both done other cons you've been in, and you can like ask them what is the percentage of like Dragon Con, like how much more of like sales wise, not like the amount, but like did you sell 30 extra books, 40 extra books?
Yeah. Just like in general.
Yeah.
What is the kind of difference?
Because when I was there, I didn't have a table by myself, so I can't tell you what my numbers were.
Gotcha. I will do that. Because I'm trying to figure out, like, should I just like take a chance on like a pricier room that is closer to the hotel where the art show is going to be at versus something cheaper further away or something, And I know I'm probably overthinking it.
You're not. That's one of the reasons I always stay out of the city, because it's just cheaper and it's better for my bottom line. But put on a Google map and look at the distance, and like let's say Uber from the pricier place to the hotel, if it's like less than a mile, it's gonna be like what, $5-10.
Mm-hmm.
If it's more than a mile, it'd be like 15-20. Like, does that, like the pricier place, can you walk to the hotel or would you have to still Uber?
Some of the pricier places like are close enough where I can walk back and forth. There was one place I saw that was like a 15-minute walk, and then I'm trying to keep in mind like
there's hills in that city.
Oh my god! All right.
Yes, there are hills in that city. Yes, please remember there.
I didn't even think about the hills, but I was thinking just about the fact that it's Atlanta on Labor Day weekend. The heat. So like but all right. I will. Let me get my phone so I can pull up Uber and calculate that stuff.
Calculate how much it will cost, and then does what you're saving on the hotel equate to what your Uber cost is?
Yeah.
Because if you're saving like $100, do it. If you're saving like $5, it's not worth it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Damn it.
What's wrong?
No, my mouse is like a gaming mouse, and it's got like 2 buttons on the side of it that acts like a back button. And it just backed me into the previous screen by accident.
Ah.
I got nervous because I thought it was gonna mess up my whole situation I got going on. These rates.
Oh, we have another listener.
A viewer.
Viewer. Welcome to the Work With Us. If you're there, Jocelyn and I are doing things that we have been procrastinating on. And those things are my sequel to my book and her booking travel for a con she's going to, plus working on a cover for someone else. Did I remember correctly?
Yes.
Yay. Let us know in the comments and the chat what you are working on. Or if you're just here to watch us and hang out and listen to music. Hmm. Oh wow! Hi. I look away for 2 seconds and come back through so many comments.
Oh, hey y'all.
Hi.
Gang, 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 gang. Look at that. Sneaky raid, yes.
Well, welcome. Okay, sorry, brains froze for a moment. I'm Andrea, this is Jocelyn, and we are currently working on our current works of progress, whether they are art or a book. So let us know in the comments what you guys are working on while you are here with us on our work in progress. A little bit of an update. I just had a brain blast. I'm taking that from Jimmy Neutron, showing my age a little bit, of how I can merge some ideas from my old version of this book that was supposed to be published in February and with the new version to make it sort of flow, I think, a little bit better. That is what I'm currently working on. Jocelyn, want to tell us what you're working on?
I am working on trying to book a hotel for Dragon Con because I will be in the art show for the first time at Dragon Con this year. So I'm trying to get my travel arrangements in order so I'm not scrambling come August.
I'm going to text you the hotel I stayed at, and you can tell me if that's too far for where you're going to stay. Because
Okay.
I like the hotel I stayed at last time.
Okay.
It is an Uber drive, but I mean, it isn't like you would need an Uber to get back into the city. But I'm gonna tell you where I stayed.
Okay.
Okay, Apple Cake Zombie. You are working on doodling and applying to jobs.
Nice.
So let's go, Brain Blast. Yes.
About to get hired. About to get that money.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oracle of Dusk, which I almost read it the other way. Brain Blast. I was working on a romance book between two streamers meeting in real. Oh, that's cute. Two
Yay.
streamers meeting in real life. And now you need to brain blast some dinner. Understand that.
Like that.
Cold-blooded _3. Yes, 5-day Dragon Con is an experience. I loved my experience. It was it was an experience. But it's a good experience. It is not like any other convention I've ever been at. And I've done, I think I like, not necessarily different brands, but I've done a lot of different cons throughout the years. You know, every year a con is different. Like it's never, no year is the same in con world.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragon Con is, it almost gives me a more, the older brother of BlurredCon.
That's interesting. It's an interesting description.
It's like the older brother, the more mature brother of BlurredCon. Not to say like BlurredCon's immature, but like it's only been around for 7 years.
Yeah, it's new. It's new.
Like it's more of a city type feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Dragon Con reminded me of.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, let me find the place I stayed at last year and send that to you. And hello to the other people who are joining us. Feel free to put in the comments what you're working on. Why am I not signed in? I don't remember passwords.
Isn't it crazy? Your browser just be signing you out of stuff, and it's like,
no, this is like the app on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, even still, it's like, when did I ask you to sign me out? You need to stay logged in perpetuity, so I don't have to remember anything.
Yeah.
Hello, what's going on?
Cute Cutsy? That Cutsy cat? Cutsy cat. Cutesy cat?
Probably
Cutesy cat? I'm a phonetic speaker, so in my brain I saw Cutsy first. But it's probably Cutesy cat. Yes, focusing. That's one of the reasons why we're having this session, because I had a very like quote unquote productive day, but I didn't get any writing done. And so like this is like need time to focus on writing. And Jocelyn needs time to focus on getting her stuff done.
Yeah. I'm trying to use this time to like really just, and honestly, probably now that I think about it, because the friend who I'm going with, we probably should just like schedule a day this week where we just get on Discord and just compare prices. Because if she's still going with me and still like willing to contribute, then I don't want to just book a place and then be like, hey, I booked this place, here's how much it costs. I'd rather her have input, you know.
So I'm gonna be super honest. I don't understand what Discord is.
Discord is great. Discord.
I don't know what that means. Like someday, like one day. Oh, she said that or they said they prefer both, but they prefer the cute. Sorry, they've been called both. They prefer the cutesy pronunciation.
Okay.
But they're valid because they are both cutting and cute, according to people. I like that.
Got it.
Yeah, but I never understood. Like I just like people start, and then it got to the point where I felt like I could not say I didn't know what it was because like I never brought it up.
So
before.
Discord is like a community app, kind of like you can get on there. All right, so an example of like what Discord could be used for. Take Dragon Con for instance. Dragon Con has their own Discord, which is basically kind of their own forum where they can. I'll say, okay, it's like Discord is where you basically can kind of create your own forum, and everything is active in real time. Like you can get on and live stream and talk to people, and kind of like this. But to me, it seems like even faster. QT Cat says Discord is a messaging app of sorts. That feels correct. Like a good part of what Discord is like a messaging app where you can send messages, but you can also like get on a Discord call, which is kind of like a phone call. It's like this. It's like this, except you're not live streaming into the ether. You create a Discord server where you can stream and be on and talk to your friends on a closed server.
So do they have moderators?
You can make people moderators.
Okay, because I keep hearing like fanfics and like I keep reading fanfics and they keep talking about, oh yeah, I'm moderating this Discord, and I'm just like, I'm gonna act like I know what this is. I guess I was like, I just can't do this. I can't do this. I can't. I was like, I need to say I don't know what this is. I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to where it's like these new things. Like I just learned what Thread was a couple days ago.
Yeah, I can understand like without seeing it really, it can sound kind of abstract. But once you are on Discord, like
so it's like is it similar to like Reddit? But more Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And but also with like this component that we have right now where you can get on, you can get on the mic, chat with your friends, you can get on the camera, you can share your screen. Like a lot of people use Discord for they use Discord for all kinds of purposes, but like Discord is good if you want to like stream and play games with your friends. Like say you and your friends want to play Overwatch together, you can get on a Discord server, be playing Overwatch together while you're on a Discord call, so you guys can chat with each other while you're playing Overwatch or something like that. Or even if you wanted to have like a writers group where you have like a productivity work session, but you want it to be closed, you could use a Discord server for that. Like you could make a private server where you invite your friends, and you all can get on a Discord call, maybe share your screens, because I think you can share more. Yeah, you can share more than one screen. Yeah, it's more real-time video voice version of Reddit. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am learning things new. This is my second thing that I've learned new today. Thank you, Jocelyn. You taught me.
But yeah, I love.
Thank you, everyone in the chat who's helping me understand it too.
Yeah, I love Discord. I think I played Mass Effect. Like I got the legendary version when it came out. That was my first time playing like Mass Effect at all. And I think I streamed me playing Mass Effect for my friends on Discord. And it was great. It was a good experience to just share in that. And you can have like watch parties and stuff. 8.5 hours to write 3K.
It is doable if you don't look at every word you're writing. I find that I write the most when I don't focus on the word count. But if I'm like, okay, I need to get 3,000 words, and then like I check my word count like every 30 minutes, then I never hit the 3,000. Yeah. So I would recommend maybe timing yourself into like 10, 15 minute increments and just like writing, no editing, taking a quick little break. But don't focus on your word counts until like the very end.
Yeah.
And if you don't make it to 3K, it's okay because you wrote what you were supposed to write today.
Yeah. Some Discord servers have designated pet picture threads, and I love it. Yes, yes.
I have to say, I don't think I could ever live stream me playing a game. Like I got the new well, I'm gonna be honest. The main game I play is The Sims. No one needs to see me play that game ever because like I just no. But then like I've played Dragon Age. I've played, was it Mass Effect? No, it wasn't Mass Effect. Is Mass Effect the one where they're in space and like they have those like little shiny suits?
Yes.
Oh, maybe it was Mass Effect that I have. I don't know. I got on E. I got it. I can't remember. I was running out of space on my computer, so I've had to like uninstall some games to like make sure my computer can still do what I needed to do.
That's exactly so fair enough.
Like I'm super honest though. If I like just go to my desktop and like update it, I could probably use that for all of my gaming and not my actual laptop, which is a gaming laptop, but like is running out of space. But I just got the Harry Potter Legacy, the Harry Potter game. I can't remember the name of it. I just know it's the Harry Potter game. Hogwarts Legacy. That's what it is. And like, I need no one to watch me play that game. Like, no one can. Like, I feel like I would make so many more mistakes. I had to get my brother to beat a level for me. I could not figure out the flying. And then so my other brother gave me his Xbox controller, so I can like use that instead of my like keyboard when I'm playing on my computer.
Discord, like playing games on Discord is good if you are playing a game for someone who has no interest in playing the game or they've already played it and beaten it, you know, because then they don't really care, like they, you know, or they shouldn't care, like if you're good at it or not. They want to spend time with you because you're their friend and it's a game that they like, you know, or a game that looked interesting but they don't want to play it, but they're you know, you're their friend, so they'll watch you play it, you know. So
I tell myself I'm not allowed to play any games until this is sent to my editor.
I've been holding off on playing Final Fantasy 16 because I have it, and I want to give it the time it deserves. Like I really want to give it like a day or two to just like dive in side quests and you know, just play the game. I like the Disgaea game series and enjoy watching people play it because it gives me different strategies to consider. That too. Like I love Horizon Forbidden West, and I'll watch gameplays of people playing that game just because I like the game and I like to see how other people play it. So I can relate to that. Because like there's the combat is the strongest is one of the strongest parts of that whole series. And especially in the second one, there's a lot of different ways you can play it combat wise. Like people have all kinds of different play styles. So that's always interesting to watch. Yeah, if you want to figure out Discord, I will help you. We will get one set up. We will, you know, it's also probably good, like if you want to continue to build an audience for your books, like you can create a Discord server where you can allow people to talk about like the world you're building and the characters and all kind of stuff and all that. So it's definitely something to consider.
I don't feel as old anymore because I've learned what a Discord is. So I was like, oh gosh, I'm turning into my mother when she's like, what is that? Like, there's so many new things. I just can't keep up.
I had a friend of mine, she was talking about how she was going to, we're going to DreamCon together. And I think she told her mom, and her mom was like, where you going? You going to the anime? And I think that's what she calls like just conventions. Like, you going to the anime? Yes. I'm going to the anime. That's where yep.
My mom just calls them all a different. Oh, you're going to another comic convention? That's what she just calls it. I was like, yep. That's what it is, Mom. She's like, where is this one again? This one's in DC. Okay. Where's this one? This one's in Kansas City. Okay. Where's this one? I'm going this place. Okay. So they're all the same thing.
It's the anime. Yep. It's the
Mhm.
anime. That's where we be at. We sell our things at the anime.
At the anime.
Hmm.
Oh, I missed this one, Cutesy Cat. So yeah, they are going to start with the 25 to 30 minutes of endurance monsters, and then hopefully they'll be in the groove enough to make it through the rest of the things they need to do.
I like calling it endurance monsters.
Yes.
Like that's definitely how it feels. Like you need that time to just get into the thing that you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to focus. And if it does feel like it feels like every time without fail, it feels like whenever you're starting a brand new RPG and you're fighting monsters and you're under leveled and you're learning all the strategies, it's like you have to remember how to even do the thing that you like to do that you do all the time. I don't know. Just feel that's correct. Endurance monsters is what it feels like you're fighting for like 30 minutes before you get to access the flow.
Oh, I texted you the hotel I stayed at.
Thank you.
Wait, what? Yeah, I use a site called that gamifies writing, so they are actual endurance monsters.
Ooh. That's cool.
I gotta figure out what this. I gotta learn this
That's
site.
cool. I like that.
Me too. How any of that works? Let's do this. Holy crap! There's like a whole thing.
That's cool. Let me see. Oh, you can make your own little avatars and everything.
$4 a month is not bad to like force you to write. You know.
Cool.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So there's actual. This is cute.
That's neat, man. Oh, that's not bad at all. I'm looking at the hotel that you sent me, and the rate is not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually a decent kind of walking distance.
No, it's not.
Oh,
No, it's not.
on Google Maps, it's saying it's like an 11-minute walk.
There's no way.
At least, well, so to be fair, I put it in reference to the hotel where the art show is going to be at, which is different from where the artist alley dealer's room is.
Oh.
So that
Text
might
me
make
the
it
okay. Text me the name of the hotel where the art show's at.
okay.
Because there's no way. I mean, it took me like 20 minutes to drive in every day.
Really? Okay. Let me double check and make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Because I know that the art show is in a different building or hotel. Let me see.
Yeah, you need to. It's giving me a 2-hour walk. 15-minute drive.
It's really weird.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna text you the address of the place I stayed because maybe a different hotel came up for you.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I'm looking at the wrong thing completely. So let me see.
Because like I don't want you to think that is a quick walk because it is not.
Yeah, I think I put in the wrong thing. So
Okay.
let me double check.
But hey, if that hotel rate was better,
No, definitely the rate itself was very good. So, I see. Okay. I think there are 2 locations for the same hotel that you sent me.
there can be multiple types of that hotel, but there can be more than one look. Which rate is better though? The one I sent you or the other one?
Let me check. I just looked up the name of the hotel that you sent me, and the rate looked good. So let me look at this.
Oh, did you look at the one that was downtown?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not the one I sent you. I sent you the other one.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one now.
Yeah, the one downtown I think is closer. It's a lot closer.
Let's see. That rate's not bad either.
Which one's better?
I think yours, but by like $10.
Oh God, no! Then do the other one because you'll that $10 be in Uber both ways. So now you're technically paying more. So yeah, no, do the other one because you have to do an Uber from the one I sent you.
Gotcha.
Anyone else who is watching, feel free to drop in the chat what you guys are working on. I just rewrote the entire outline, like
Nice.
a quick like run
Hmm.
to like incorporate the changes that I just made.
Fabulous.
I'm excited, but also very nervous because now it means a little bit more work to fix it, but like I can use a lot of the stuff I've already typed. Yay!
I need to take a quick potty break and coffee break. I will be right back.
Okay. Anyone else who has been sitting at your computer for a very long time, take a stretch break. Because I know yesterday when we finished and I stood up, my legs were like, sit back down. Hmm. and welcome to the chat. We're doing a quick little mental break. We've been streaming for about an hour and 50 minutes. And we are currently working on different projects, works in progress that we have. So let us know in the chat what you are working on. I'm working on a sequel to my book. Jocelyn is working on some travel arrangements and some art that she needs to get done. We have people in the comments who are doing endurance monsters. 2, I'm guessing visits or monsters defeated. 3 more to go. Perfect. So the real salties, if I'm hoping I'm saying that right, let us know what you are working on in the comments. Well, wunderbar on defeating them. You can handwrite or hand draw or just relax and listen to the jazzy music with us. Well, when you get it back, what will you be working on? Are you a writer, an artiste, a creator, sculptor? Well, if you need your computer, probably something with your hands or art. What do you want to write? About what? Like a self-help, a fantasy, a sci-fi, a historical, a biography?
Then back. I put on a fresh pot, so I gotta wait for it to brew.
I incorrectly bought an espresso machine, and that has ruined my coffee game for the rest of my life, because if it is not strong like an espresso, I can't drink it.
Fair enough.
We have a new viewer.
Hello,
and they are working on a book once they get the computer out of the shop.
Mm.
And it's sci-fi, and they've had a few ideas on it.
Uh-oh.
And the cutesy cat has defeated 2 Viz, which is a 5-minute endurance monster.
Mm. I don't know how to start it to get to the point where I have my ideas at. Mm. Is it just like you're having trouble just getting your ideas out? Or...
What I recommend is, if you don't know where to start, this is going to sound really like counterproductive, but you just have to like pick a point. So what I do when I can't figure out where I want to start a book is I start with like the outline. Now, there is no rule that says you have to write a book in order. So it's easier to some people it's not. I personally like to know exactly how the book is going to end, and sometimes I might write the ending chapter first so I can know where everything else I do has to go to. So I know I can't like go too far off the rails in the beginning. So what is the point that stands out to you most? Like, what is the idea that is like the headlights? What is the one that's like glaring at you? And then start writing that scene as you see it in your head. For me, I see my books as movies in my head. Like, I can see a visual of them happening. If you see, or if you like have an idea, or whatever idea is the biggest, write that out. And I, for one, know it's very hard to stick to that, because sometimes like, oh, I have this idea, let me start typing. Sometimes you just got to outline it, or maybe just like outline that chapter that you see. So like pick the point that's standing out to you the most and start there. And remember, nothing has to be perfect on the first try. Actually, nothing ever is really ever perfect. There's always something that can be improved. So don't look for perfection. Just look to get it out.
Also, don't listen to stories where people talk about, yeah, I got it right on the first try.
They're lying.
Like,
Maybe their version of the first try doesn't include the months and months of outlining in their head, the thought process, or all of that stuff.
or their years of experience.
Yes. Okay, well then start writing the backstory of the two main characters.
I'm interested in this USB. I want to know what's on it. Are there special properties to the USB? I'm interested.
I just listened to a webinar about like world building and like plot and characters,
Hmm.
and she'll always start her books with a quick little world building time. But to always be careful that you don't spend too much time trying to build the world that you never get to the book.
Yeah. Also, I feel like plot holes are inevitable. I mean, you want to decrease them as much as possible, right? But like, I'm not a writer, so maybe defer to her for her writing advice before you defer to mine. But I feel like, when I'm consuming media, if I'm bought in, I'm bought in. If there's plot holes, I'm not really looking for them. I don't know if that's helpful. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, just get it out.
So when people ask me how long it takes me to write my books, the first book I wrote, Adelathea, it took me 5 years to really get that book done. And I realized that because I spent so much time creating the backstory for the world that I didn't focus on the actual story. And where's my claw? There it is. And I spent so much time like world building that I couldn't get to the story. And now as I move forward, I don't spend as much time on world building, but it is still an important factor to like figure out the book. And then don't think you have to figure out if you're doing like a trilogy or something, don't think you have to figure out the entire world on your first book, because things might change. And the first book is always the smallest world, and it grows as you continue on. Those are not my words. Those are the words of the speaker I was just at. I cannot claim credit for that because I was taking some notes. And for me, as long as the plot hole doesn't detract from the story, like I feel like there's always someone. I was just watching Star Trek this morning because I'm on a Star Trek podcast and we were talking about one of the episodes. And I consider the entire episode has a major plot hole in it. But the episode was still good, even though I was just like, all of this could have been avoided if you had just did X, Y, and Z in the beginning versus what you did. And the entire story would have been different. But like, there's a lot of those. And almost anything that you read, people can consider something a plot hole because they can think of a different way of doing it. Sure. If you want to tell us your plot, if you want to tell us a cliffhanger, clipped away. Cliffhanger away. Whenever I change screens, I lose my entire chat.
I have
I
booked
don't
my
know why it
hotel.
doesn't. Huh?
I have booked my hotel for
I
Dragon
lost
Ball.
the entire chat.
Oh no,
Yes.
I can still see it.
Okay.
It's not.
Is it still in the overlay?
don't know.
Like, do you still see it on the actual screen where you are?
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't post the cliffhanger yet.
I don't know why it does that. If I move this from one screen to the other screen, I can't see any of the previous chats anymore.
Gotcha.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, I booked my room. I did it. I'm very happy. Now I need to book my flight. I'll do that another day.
You haven't booked your flight?
I will. It's coming. I was more nervous about the hotel, the hotel situation, because I feel like with Dragon Con, it's like stuff changes so fast, so I was really worried about it. Excuse me. How far is the airport from where your hotel was? Or you drove, right? You drove?
I drove, yeah.
Okay.
Are you staying at that hotel or are you staying at the one in the city?
The one in the city. I was just trying to get a general idea.
I think it's like, I think it was like a 20 or 30 minute drive.
Okay.
Did she post a cliffhanger yet? Just make sure I didn't miss it.
The cliffhanger is the male main character gets trapped in a portal and is in another universe similar to him.
Yeah, let me open this up on Twitch so I can see the chats there, maybe. Sadness. Ooh, I like it. I think that's a good cliffhanger.
It's very interesting. Now I'm curious. I'm curious how all of the pieces weave together. So the Shadow Legions and the USB. And now we got portals in multiple universes. I'm curious. I want to. If you don't have it figured out, that's fine. I'm just saying in general, because you've presented these pieces, I'm just curious how they all intersect. Bless you. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I can see the chat on the side now, but I can't see it on the overlay.
Okay.
The leader of the bad guy is someone they knows. You can never trust anyone these days. Ooh. So what I need from you now is to start doing the outline of this story and then pick a point and start writing it. Because the book can never get done. And I am an advocate for handwriting. I bought this remarkable tablet. And this is a non-sponsored ad ad for Remarkable. I am a handwriter. I like to write everything out first before I even type it. And I was using a whole bunch of notebooks because I never used the same notebook for two different stories. Every book has to have its own notebook. I don't know why my brain works that way, but I can't do that. And so if I'm like out and about in the world, I cannot have 4 notebooks with me at the same time. It's a lot to carry, you know? And trying to keep track of everything. And so then I bought this Remarkable tablet after I saw my boss had one, and like he loved it. And I have everything in there. Notes for everything. I even use this on my job. In meetings and everything. And then don't tell no one. If a meeting is boring, they think I'm taking notes, but maybe I'm just working on my book. They'll never know. Unless they ask me to read back a notes. But start handwriting, get it all out. Oh, there's some conspiracies in this story. Yes, writing our books in work meetings. I used to be that person who would have like all these random scraps of paper because a scene would hit me and I would be somewhere where I didn't have a notebook or access to it. And when I used to be a server, I would print out the receipt paper and write out the scene on the receipt paper and stuff it in my pockets. And I would get home and I would have like so many different pieces of receipt paper. And then one time my boss saw me and was like, "What are you doing?" This was like years ago. And he asked me, what was I doing? And I was like, I'm writing my book. And then he saw how many little slips of paper. He was just like, I really hope you publish that one day. And I was like, thank you. He was cute too. You know who you are if you ever see this. No laugh, Jocelyn? Okay, I thought that would have been funny.
I'm sorry. So what are y'all talking about?
I was saying how I used to write when I was a server. I would print out the receipt paper.
Oh.
And I would write scenes on that because like I always had to, like I couldn't always have a notebook on me, or I didn't have the right notebook on me, and I don't cross-contaminate my notebooks when it comes to books.
Gotcha.
And then my old boss when I was a server saw me and was like, "What are you doing?" And I told him I was writing my book, and he's like, "I really do hope you publish that one day." And I was like, "Thank you." And I
Oh,
said, "He's cute."
we love a
You
supportive
are if you
boss.
ever see this, huh?
We love a supportive boss.
We do. I was a horrible server. Like I owe my boss's boss, the head boss, an apology. Like I'm just so sorry. I sucked.
It's a hard job.
Not a good server.
It's a hard job. I've never done it, and I don't ever want to do it because I know it's really hard.
It is so hard. It is so hard. Be nice to your service people. You have no idea how annoying how annoying the average person is when it comes to ordering food. Oh my god, I sucked at being a server. How do you outline? Okay, so how I outline is, I think every person is different, depending on how it basically depends on how it works for you. So I've done in the past, I've Googled like outlining workshops, workbooks, where they'll help you like sort of, okay, what is your main plot point of a book? What are the main characters? What is like the major actions and all this stuff? What is there are actual terms for this, but like the starting point, the up point, the crescendo, and then down point is like a little pyramid. Like what are those things? And then like after you have that, you can start filling in the rest of the story. So basically, what is your opening scene? That's the beginning of your outline. How does the book start? You can, if you have like a regular sheet of paper, let me see if I can show you physically. Give me 1 second. I need paper that doesn't have important information on it. Okay, so take your sheet of paper. Any size could work. Fold it in half. And then fold it in half again. Long ways. Until like the paper looks like this. So then view it as from the top, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. What is, and consider it, this is the opening, this is the closing, and these are 2 middle things that have to happen. And then from that point, you can start building out what happens in between those scenes. It's a, yes, defeat those endurance monsters. But consider it as your starting and your ending point. And I used to do this to help me sort of like block it out. So up top will be your first, here's how the book opens. Here is a major plot point. Here's another major plot point. Here's how the book ends. And then that's like a starting outline. And then you can build out from that. But you want to make sure your outline has your major information in it, and then you can build out from that. Did that make sense? Jocelyn, did that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. The real salties, let me know if that makes sense to you. But you want that, like, and some people from that point, they outline everything. I have an author friend who outlines every single chapter. Like she has an overall outline for the book, and then every chapter has its own outline. So basically from that point, you're just taking the outline and adding like you're adding conversations. I've done that before. I've done where it's just like the major plot points, and then like I make sure those points are done, and then I go through and like fill in the rest. I have people who just write, this book is about X, Y, and Z. That is their outline, and they go forward from there. I don't know how they do that. But everything sort of starts, but when you're starting an outline, you want to make sure you have your major information pieces laid out so you don't forget them. Because trust me, you think you're going to remember everything in your head. And I'll say this for myself, every time I think I'll remember every single plot point I want to hit, I don't. I never remember them all. And I forget something, and as I'm writing, I'm like, why didn't this make sense again? It's like, oh, because you forgot that plot point. So start with a sheet of paper, break it up into 4s or 3s or 5s, however many little lines you want, and then start creating your outline and the points that you need in that. So also I've moved you guys to this screen. So like if I'm looking over here, I'm actually looking at you, like looking at y'all. If I'm looking here, I'm just looking at the camera, but my screen's on this screen now. Yes, that is a good start. And then from that point, from the death to them selling the suits, you can start adding in things that happen between those points that you want to mention. And then between selling the suits and then Zane getting trapped, what are some other little things that happen? But if those are your 3 main points, make sure that's the crux of your outline. and then start filling in the everything else where it fits in. So every time I hear this song now, it still sounds like similar, but I'm understanding more of the words now.
That's fair. It takes a minute. It does take a minute. It takes adjustment.
I am going to take a potty break.
Okay. Gosh, what was I even? That's right. Is anybody in the chat gonna go see the Barbie movie next weekend, or Oppenheimer, or both? She back.
I have returned. Sunday is the one day where I don't even attempt to do any type of workouts. It is like my official rest day, but like all of my friends are still working out, and so I'm getting all of this person closed their rings. This person closed their rings. Like, I don't even think like I'm doing flexibility or like stretching and do that. Like, no. My rings, ooh, water just spit on me. Okay. Open my water bottle and it just like jumped up.
What do you mean close their rings? What does that mean?
Oh, we have all my friends who have iPhones. We close our exercise rings. So like everyone has a different amount of time that they try to do every day, but the standard is like 30 minutes of workout.
Oh, okay.
And so like there's the standing ring, there's the workout ring, and there's like a calorie ring. And like, and so I never close mine on Sundays unless I'm at like a convention or something, or I'm like out and about. But I never intentionally try to close my rings on Sunday because I was like, this is a day of rest. Like my body's gonna rest.
Gotcha.
The only reason I got an Apple Watch was I saw all my friends had rings, and I like the way it looks. I bought one.
I got one. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android. I love my Android, but I got an Apple Watch because my friend had one and it was pink, and I was like, I want that too.
What? They didn't have pink Fitbits or pink and Samsung phones. I mean, watches.
Oh, is it?
Because like, how
it's a smartwatch. Mine, it may not actually be an Apple Watch. It may just be a smartwatch, like a
okay.
Because it's compatible with my phone, So
I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna be super honest. I don't think an Apple Watch would work with any other phone if it's not an iPhone.
fair enough.
Am I
Like
wrong?
I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is I got a smartwatch and it's pink. And I
Does
don't
it
use
say
it.
Apple Watch?
No, it does. I haven't, to be honest, I don't wear it as like not nearly as often as I was because previously, like when I was wearing it all the time, I would get like a rash underneath because like it can track kind of health stuff for you.
Yeah.
But
Mine
like
tell me when my heart heart rate rose because like my flight got delayed 7 times and then
oh my gosh.
one day, and it was I was so angry, but I was trying to hold it in because I was with my nephew and I was with my cousin, and I'm the adult, and my mom was there, but I'm still like I'm the adult in the situation, and so I'm tired, I am angry, I am pissed, and my Apple Watch was like, your heart rate is elevated. I'm just like, I know it's elevated.
That's so 7 times. Goodness gracious. I've never heard of no stuff like that before.
Because it was a thunderstorm where we were going, so we couldn't land there.
Okay.
And so they thought if they just kept delaying it, we would get there after the storm ended. But it was like a tornado there. So it was just like, in the beginning, we didn't know that's why it was being delayed. Because it doesn't tell you why it's being delayed. It just says delayed. And we're just like, what is going on?
Gotcha.
She's like, oh, okay. If we can't land because there's a hurricane, there's a tornado, just say that. Yeah. I'm not going to be upset at that point. I don't want to land in a tornado.
But that's stressful to just like, your stuff is getting delayed and then you don't know why. I feel like by the 4th time, I'd be like, all right now.
Somebody so let me tell you what this was. It wasn't even that it got. We were supposed to leave at 7. Our flight was supposed to leave at 7. No. Yes, I think like 7-ish. It got delayed to 8:21. From 8:21, it got delayed to 9:40 something. Then from 9:40 something, it got delayed to 10. And then it got pushed back to 9:40 something. And then so we're like, all right, let's just go to the airport. So we're there if in case it goes back to 8 something, you know? Because it's like we want to make sure we're there in time. We get to the airport, we get to security. My TSA pre-check wasn't working. I had to like figure out what was going on because I was like, I'm at this point, it's a point of pride. I'm not going through regular pre-check with my stuff and my nephew's stuff and all of our, like he has to take his shoes off, I take my shoes off. Pulling all of our electronics out of the bag. I was like, I'm not doing this by myself. I'm just not doing that. You know, it's just, I had his car seat. I was like, shout out to parents who fly with kids because I don't know how you do this on a regular. I was stressed out, which is why I was like, I'm going through pre-check because it's like an easier, less stressful thing to do with the child, you know? And we get to security, the flight is delayed back to 10 something. So okay, we're just gonna hang on this airport for like 4 hours. And as we walk to the gate, it's delayed to 11:15. And then it's delayed to 11:40. And then it's delayed to 3 a.m. And then it's delayed to 6. And then it's delayed to 10. Then to 10:40. And so like we just left the airport that night. But when I tell you, I had never been so angry until I found out there was an actual tornado where we were going. So I was like, okay, I get why we couldn't fly there.
They could say that like,
but could you tell me
from the first delay? They could have probably said that. Like, I don't understand.
When I tell you I was in tears because of the pure frustration.
Poor baby. Oh my goodness.
In tears. I was holding him back. I was like, I didn't want my nephew to see how annoyed I was. I didn't want my little cousin to see. Because again, I'm supposed to be, I still don't understand how people consider me an adult, but they consider me an adult. I'm trying to be the adult in the situation. And it's just like, I'm about to lose my mind.
Like, what do? You know, because like you can't leave because what if the next update gets you on the flight? You know?
Yeah. Like, what if it changes and it goes back and we missed the flight? But I will say, when we got on that airplane the next day, there were 20 people on that flight. It was a huge airplane. And so then they upgraded so many people to first class.
Great.
And here's the thing: there was no point in getting upgraded to first class because everyone could have had their own row in coach. And all these people, oh, I got upgraded to first class. Yeah. So every seat in first class was filled, and only. So I think there was like 10 seats up there, and the other 10 of us were just like spread out throughout the cabin.
Wow.
It was great.
Wow.
That part was nice.
I guess that's a nice consolation for the entire day's worth of stress and discord and strife.
I was just ready to cry. I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to you.
But yeah, my watch was like, your heart rate is elevated. And it was like, and it is.
Like I yes, you're correct. Yeah, I really liked my smartwatch because it would track my sleep, and I could tell like what kind of sleep I was, I've been getting, and how to like try to make it better, which that helped me a lot. So I should start wearing it again. Maybe just like put some baby powder down or something.
Maybe get a different band. Because the band I originally got with the Apple Watch, I hate because like my arm would sweat and like my skin was like a different. It was like rubber, and I didn't like the way the rubber rubbed against my skin. Like at one point, it did like rub the first layer of skin off of me. So I bought a ask your question. I bought a athletic band, so it's like fabric, so it breathes.
Okay.
That's the word, breathe.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the band necessarily, like it was chafing my skin, but it wasn't the band. It was the actual like underside of the watch part.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
I
should
figured that out. I think it was like a part of it was because I was like sweating there, like specifically there. But I was also like sweating in the rubber part. Okay. Should I make the bad guy another version of the main character, or should I make him his dad? I like another version of the main character.
Yes, especially if you state. Sorry, Jocelyn, I cut you off. Finish your statement.
No, you go first.
No, you started. I'm bad at that.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, making him his dad. I immediately thought of Star Wars, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just feel like that's the first thing I thought of. Whereas making the bad guy another version of the main character is I've seen that less. So maybe it might be easier to make it more original. And
then also it plays into the final scene if it's a different version of the main character. How he went to a different dimension, it means the evil guy came to this dimension. So it's like it could be a different version of him from another dimension. It could all play together if you do it that way. So it doesn't seem as random if someone's reading. It's like, oh, that's random. It's like, oh, that makes sense because Zane got sent away to another place. All that.
While you answered that, the coffee is ready, so I'm gonna go pour myself a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay. How would I do this? There are many different ways. You can basically give the bad guy a backstory that like his dimension was like falling apart, or something like another evil group destroyed it, or it was no longer livable. You can say his parents were killed there, and then like he was able to make a device to send him, the portal device to send him to another dimension, and he saw the version of himself that got to have the life that he didn't, or something like that. You can even say he killed his mother by accident because he wanted to replace himself. But then like there's so many different ways you could, it just depends on what backstory you want to give him. No, oh no. Hey, Mare Mare. Oh my god, that's the song. No, you don't need to make a book about the bad guy first, but like just having when every bad guy does his like, this is why I did this. That's what I'm talking about. Like he doesn't have to have his own book, and eventually you maybe want to, but I would focus on the original idea first, and then like it could be like a prequel type story, like short story about like his life. So for when readers really love your story and they want a little bit more, just like, oh, I'd love to know more about this guy. You can have like a little prequel about that. But I would still could stick to the main story about Zane and his sister, but I would have like the bad guy's backstory in your head as you're writing, so you understand his motivation. It's like for one of my books, I had the bad guy's motivation, even though it's never really outwardly stated. The motivation is he wants to fix what he thinks is broken, and it's not broken. But in his mind, I have his entire backstory figured out in my head, but it's not in the book. But it helps me when I wrote him to understand this is why he acts the way that he acts. So it sort of helps you just make sure you're writing from the character's point of view and not technically your point of view. And we are doing good. Jocelyn is getting some coffee. Oh, I think she's back.
Here I am. Hey, Mare. You back. We're doing good. Yeah, I got my coffee. I put my little creamer in there and my little syrup, and I got a little foam mixer thing. So I did that, and now it's foam at the top. Nice and yeah. I'm ready.
I had finished.
You finished your 2 chapters? Oh, your coffee.
Technically, I have finished with 2 chapters because I added 2 chapters back. But no, I did get a lot done planning wise.
Very good. Very, very good. How are your citations coming, Mare? Also, whenever you publish your thesis, I would love to read it.
I'm gonna be super honest. I also would love to read it. I just can't guarantee I'm going to. Like, I feel like you're the type of smart that it'll go over my head. I'm reading something, but do I understand it?
Nah, because I feel like people are supposed to be writing thesis for people to understand. Because, like, I feel like people who are working on their masters and they're writing thesis, to be available for public consumption to read and understand and get real information, and it's validated by professors and people actually in the field and stuff. So it's like information that it should be available publicly for people to be like, this is real information that was attained in valid ways, and I have people to confer and agree with what is said, who also work in this space and can confirm that what I'm saying is correct. So what you're reading is a valid thing. And when you read it as a person, just a normal civilian, you should be able to understand it.
Oh.
I feel. Because listen, I'm not in higher academia, but I do think that, like, I feel like that's the purpose of thesis, at least thesis papers, thesis, ideas is that they're papers and ideas about what's the condition, the human condition, what's happening right now, whatever the subject you're studying is. And then it's an idea that is meant to advance people's understanding of it, right? So at least by that kind of thinking, I feel that it should be able to be read by like a normal person and someone who's not steeped in like academic lingo and language and all that kind of stuff. If I'm incorrect about any of that, please tell me. But
I honestly hope you're right.
right. Now I'll work on the book cover. Excuse me. I ordered my stickers last night.
Yeah.
Do you want to see?
Yes.
I will show you.
Do I need to stop sharing, or you just want to put it up to the camera?
I'm gonna share my screen. I don't have any physical copies of them yet.
Okay.
Like I just ordered them yesterday.
1 second, then.
I made like a series of level up stickers, and they're art terms, but they don't have to be just art terms. Like you can use them for whatever you want. So like I tried to make it look like a level up notification for a game, but it's like a sticker. It's like an art term. So like level up values, level up storytelling. Like if you're a writer, level up shape language. That's an art term, but also you could get that sticker and hand it to somebody who you think look good. If they body good, you can get that sticker.
That's what that means?
No, but no, but that's how I'm shape language is an art term. Where like when you're looking at a piece of art, do the shapes look and feel good?
Oh.
Yeah. What is
like
the shape? What's the shape language here? How many circles? How many triangles? What is this curve doing? How many times are you using this curve? What's the shape language? So that's the art term version of it. But nobody knows what that means if you're not an artist. So if you're not an artist, I'm gonna be like, hey, if you think somebody's body look good, go ahead, give them a sticker.
What up? I like the shape language. You got a good shape language.
We got line quality, I gotta figure out how to sell that one if you're not an artist. But edge control.
I need some help with my edge control. Like my stylist keeps trying to teach me how to do my edges, and I don't know how to do that.
I'm not good. I'm not good at edges, and also I feel like I don't like how people talk about edges and treat edges like they're an absolute necessity. Like if you don't have edges, or like if you're not like swooping your edges and doing all that stuff, that like your look is not complete. And I don't like that.
Well, so for me, I don't really want to do the swoops, but like I need to like clean them up so they're like, so I like brush them back into my actual into like the line of my hair, into my hairline.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like, you can't really tell my edges are there. I do a little gel so it lays down, but like not full on swoops because my swoops.
Fair enough. Like I can understand like having a clean hairline, just like making sure it looks like neat. I just don't like when people are like, yeah, you got to do all this stuff. And I'm like, it's cute, but also it never lays right for from my hair. Or I just don't have like the right gel or something. I don't know.
My cousin can do her edges like nobody's business, and I'm just like, you're the one in the family making us look good. What's the
Shout out
next
to
one?
her. Next one is Color Theory.
Ooh,
Yeah, definitely our term, but
that one I've heard of.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't. I don't ask me to explain what it means, but like I have an understanding of like what it means. I think.
Got you. That's another. It's another. It could be another flirty sticker.
I like your anatomy.
And then that's the last one for the level up stickers. And then I made a bunch of like little stickers of my already existing art. So, like for example,
My name is Susie. Susie with a Z. Ooh.
so that's one of my war bearers. It's like I have like a flag one, a sword one, and a shield one. This is the shield one. So I got that one done. That's a sticker. I don't know if I actually got this one made as a sticker or not, but I ordered that sticker. That's my Wanderer Bearer. I think I did this one. That one. That one. That one for sure. I gave you this one.
Yeah, I have that one.
Mm-hmm. I ordered this one. And that one.
That one's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
I mean, they're all beautiful, but like I really like this one.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that one and that one. So I ordered a bunch so that I'm excited to see how they do when I take them to DreamCon.
I only ordered 2 stickers. Well, 2 styles. I got one that says my Born to Read saying. And then I got one of Sasha. I'll show you guys. Now, I am not an artiste. So don't be judging me against her because she's gonna win. Okay. I think I have too many things in my download folder because it takes forever to load now. Okay. Where's my share screen? There it is. All right. So this is one sticker, but like this is going to be the way it's shaped up is like all of this extra edges are gone and it's like just within the gold part. And then none of that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to find it again. Where's the other one? Oh, because it's at the end. I was going the wrong way. It's weird how this comes up. And then I got her as a sticker. But it's like the entire thing.
Nice.
Because Sasha is my baby. She is my first main character. Her book is what made me an author. It's really interesting because at conventions, people always ask which book is your favorite. And it's like, which child do you love the most? Everyone has an answer. No one ever says it out loud. But I always say it's really hard because every book means something different to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Adelathea was the one that made me an author. It's the one that I was like, okay, I can do this. I can write a book. I can keep going. And then my Lindo series, I think I grew the most as a writer with that one because it was just so hard. And then like what I had to go through with the second book and everything I was going through in my personal life with it, I felt like I grew so much with that one than any of the other ones. But like Amatry's Magic is the most fun for me to write. Because she's like, this character is more of an adult, and so I can just let her do things that I couldn't let Sasha or Aubriana do because they were teenagers. So I had the most fun with that one. So I was like, it's all different types of love that I have for my books, but I can't say one is my favorite.
It's always tough when I want to hear your idea.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's always tough when people ask me that same question at conventions, because I think they're having trouble deciding. And I got a bunch of pieces up, and they're like, "Which one's your favorite?" And I'm like, "I like all of them. They wouldn't be up here if I didn't like them."
I think so. I always tell people go with my standalone, which is Adolothea, because it's the first one I did, and it's like that's the one that made me the author. And then like, I think I said this yesterday, and that's what I always tell people. It's like you can decide in that book if you like my writing or not before you have to commit to a story idea that spans more than one book, and then you're trapped reading a book you don't like just because you don't know how the story ends. Oh,
It's interesting.
yeah.
I wonder if, like, I feel like it doesn't need to put. I feel like just that alone.
Is a book idea.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to be a full book. I feel like it's the first part of a book. Like that's the inciting incident, that sets some of the events in motion. So like what you said here, Zane hears voices in his head, and it happens to be the guy in the other dimension to open the portal to let him out. To me, I can see that in my head as like the first scene in a movie where like maybe your main character, he's going about his daily life and out of nowhere he just starts hearing voices, and the voices get crazier and crazier, and it's stressing him out to the point where like I guess the portal opens up and it freaks him out because he's like, what is going on? And then you see the other him step out of the portal, and then it's like a cutaway to another scene because it's like, I don't know if that makes sense. But I see it as like an exciting thing to get your viewers hooked or your readers hooked.
So for that, I've never had to write a scene like that before. None of my books call for scenes that are similar to that. So there's this author guy that I follow on TikTok. 1 second, as I try to find his name.
While she's doing that, I could say the first thing that comes to mind is like one way to maybe approach it could be to like maybe establish that like your main character's life was very quiet before this stuff started happening, and you might describe that with like maybe your main character is a loner, and so maybe he's not talking to people. Maybe he doesn't even hear too many other people's voices on the regular. Maybe he lives in an apartment where it's very, very quiet very often, and he doesn't hear a lot of extraneous noise or sounds, like maybe he lives in a very secluded place. And so for him to start hearing whispers uh, of just anything, let alone like a very clear voice, would be very, very startling for your main character. You know,
I was just in this webinar this morning listening to I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, like world building and characters and how they drive your plot. One thing that she suggests, every author is very different in this scenario, is sometimes reading within the genre that you're writing. Some authors refuse to. Like, I don't always read in the genre that I'm writing to make sure that I don't steal someone else's idea by accident, because like it's in my head, and in the morning I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. It wasn't my idea. But she actually reads in the genre that she's in. And so I would suggest maybe trying to find something similar to what you are trying to write, in the sense of just trying to see how other authors have voiced it. Because I've seen a couple books where people have dealt with voices in their heads, and it's all done very differently. I can't remember this guy's name. Oh yeah, so his name is, I'm gonna type it in the chat. Okay, so apparently I was muted that entire time.
no.
Thank you, Mary.
I was on a whole other tab. I could have said something. My bad.
What was the last? I don't even know when I got muted. So I'm just gonna say that is the
last thing I heard was you were looking up the guy whose TikTok you were gonna suggest.
Oh yeah, so I put his information. That's his name on TikTok in the chat, and he has very quick, but very knowledgeable, almost information and help when it comes to different styles of writing, how to portray something. But I also suggest just finding similar stories and reading them and see how other authors have portrayed it. Because I will promise you, no author portrays the same thing in the same way. Every author has a different voice, and so their versions of hearing voices will all be different. But I think that might be a great start to sort of get like a little foundation of how they portray hearing the voices. I also agree with Jocelyn that if you do have it, either it's something he's heard his entire life that he's been able to like block out, or it's something that's happening out of nowhere. And if you're doing sci-fi, because I know you said this is a sci-fi book, make sure there's a scientific reason of why he's hearing voices, so it doesn't fall too much into the fantasy, unless you're doing like a sci-fi fantasy type book.
I just had an idea that is really cool. Okay, because it's a sci-fi story and he's hearing voices. What if in this world, and you can either take it or leave it, do whatever, I don't care. But what if in this world, because it's sci-fi, all right, your main character, he has his normal thought. You know how you can generally kind of say your main character has an inner dialogue, right? So he can hear his main thought. He can hear his thoughts constantly, but maybe because this is a sci-fi setting, um, maybe he has something maybe installed in him where his thoughts are filtered and they don't sound like his voice, but maybe like almost an AI voice. So like he can hear thoughts in his head, but they're filtered and they're um, sorted in a way that is optimized for him and his mental health. However, he's hearing new whispers, he's hearing new voices that don't sound like the AI or the tech techno technologized voice in his head, if that makes sense. I can't figure out that word that I'm trying to say, but
Technological?
probably, yeah. The tech, yeah. So maybe like your main character could be hearing voices in his head, like the new whispers he's hearing. He's scared because they don't sound like the technological voice that his own thoughts already are. You know, because maybe in this world, like you can, excuse me, you can sort your thoughts out that way. You know, through like programming, like through a chip or something inserted into you, or something has been inserted into your brain that allows your thoughts to be that way. You know, to take it, or even to like take emotion out of your thoughts. You know, so your thoughts don't sound charged; it just sound very kind of flat. I'm going somewhere else with this, but anyway, I hope you can get the gist of what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, I'm hungry.
It's dinner time. It's 7 o'clock.
I don't know what I want to eat. I don't feel like cooking.
I wanted, yes. Sorry, hold on. My dad brought me some chicken.
Oh, forget you.
Sorry.
My dad's dead.
No. Oh no.
I'm so sorry. Dark
No.
humor time. That was a dark humor. I'm so sorry, people.
I support dark humor around these parts,
I have dark humor.
but that was a ringer. Oh my goodness. Shout out to you.
I saw
That's
this.
on that one.
My favorite thing to watch sometimes to make me laugh is when I watch TikToks and it's like the people are like doing. It was the when you're it's like that one where they go back into like the kid, like the kids recreating the photos,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're. My favorite one of the dark humor ones where it's like a kid standing with his parents and then it's like them as an adult and their parents are in urns. Because it's like, it sucks, but you gotta, is how we cope with the pain.
I understand. Dark humor is welcome around these parts.
Like I used to work for a job and we had this yearly conference that I was on the team helping plan. And one conference, like we had a family emergency. And so I left the conference early to go deal with the family emergency. And then this is really bad. But then the next year the conference came around and I'm helping again. And then my dad dies. And so I leave the conference because like I'm like I can't do like I'm dealing another family emergency. And so then my coworker at the time, because she understood my dark humor and she understood I needed the laugh, she was like, "So, are you gonna have another family emergency next year?" And I just busted out laughing. And like my other coworkers were horrified. They're just like, "How could you say that?" And I was like, "I needed that laugh. Thank you."
Like, can we put it on the schedule if you're gonna have another?
Like,
family
can
member?
you not have another family emergency?
Like, oh my God, Sierra, jeez.
Oh, I'm so sorry to everyone in the comment who might be disturbed by the way I deal with them. So when I wrote Elendil 2, I wrote that I started it before my father got sick and before he passed away. And I finished it after he passed away. And a lot of the things my character was going through and like the angst and the anger, I had to like stop. I stopped writing for like months because I just couldn't like it was like almost a year before I actually wrote anything because I couldn't deal, like I just couldn't deal with my dad had died. First my dad was sick and I was like, we're preparing for him to die. And then he did. And it's just like writing didn't seem important at the moment. So it wasn't. So I didn't do anything. And, but then when I picked it back up, it was like my character was going through a lot of the emotions in a similar fashion, not necessarily to like a death of a parent, but like the death of the life that she had knew, and like everything was changing and like just trying to figure out what the new normal is. She was going through that. And so it's like I was going through it with her. So like Elendil, that's why I would say Elendil I grew the most when I wrote it, because the second one helped me get through the death of my father. And now I can make dad jokes.
As you should. As you should.
In the words of Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy, there's a club. No one wants to be in the club, and you can't be in the club until you're in the club. And no one's happy they're in the club. But there is a dad's club, and it sucks when you're in it.
I'm sorry. Like I said, all dark jokes, all dark humor is welcome over here. I will run with it until you be like, stop.
It's like I can make the joke about my personal situation and you can make the joke about your personal situation, but like you couldn't make the joke about my situation.
Right.
I can make the joke about yours.
Right.
So I'm thinking about to order dinner because I don't feel like cooking. I said I was going to get Chipotle, but now I'm thinking I might want to get Bonefish.
You got Bonefish money? Girl, you rich?
I am what they call a bad spender. I'm what they call irresponsible. Oh, we lost 2 people. I'm so sorry.
Oh. They said we gotta get up on out of here. You don't know where this going.
We're talking about writing through your pain and using your emotional strife to like connect. I connected to Abriana in a way I never would have, sadly, if my father did not pass away. But because he did, I was able to tap into emotions realistically and actually make the book a little bit more realistic in how she dealt with the changes in her life. And then I was talking to someone and that just sort of like got kaputs. It died. It's over. Should not make that joke. I'm so sorry. And then like I'm sort of using that anguish and that hurt and that anger to like fuel Amashi's Magic, the sequel, because there are scenes in there where Olivia is going through almost like a breakup, and I get to use the pain I'm actually feeling to help aid in my storytelling. It's a little bit more realistic. I might just do a PB&J.
I was thinking about that curry all the way into today. It was so good.
You know, I never order from there on Uber Eats, and they are there. I could, but I just never do.
You should. You should try it. It's really delicious.
I feel like for everything else, I feel like I want to physically go in there and like physically give them my support. But everywhere else, it's just like, whatever. Okay, I guess I'm doing Chipotle because I asked my mom if she wanted anything. And she said no. And then she said chips and salsa.
Well, there you go.
I love my mom. Also, I will say real life experiences. The death of my father helped me understand real love between a husband and a wife. And
Oh.
it changed the view I had about like relationships I was writing in the book because I could see what my mom went through. And it changed my view of how I wanted to write relationships. Because I'm not married. I thought I was in love, and then you see something and you're just like, oh, you're not actually in love like you think you are. To see like everything that my family went through and to see what she did, it sort of changed how I viewed different relationships I was writing in the book. And it's just like, this is like child's play compared to what real love is. And it made me up it a bit. It made me change some things. So shout out to you, mother. You made me a better, I mean, granted, still, but yeah. Is it sad the only thing I ever want from Chipotle is just their quesadilla? That's like all I ever want.
I feel like quesadillas slap every time. I feel like it's really hard to mess up a quesadilla.
Like because of it, I can't go back to tacos. Like I always got their tacos.
I've never gotten tacos from Chipotle ever. Always get a burrito bowl.
So I used to always do the burrito bowl too, but I like the tortillas. And I know you can get them on the side, but it's never the same.
I feel upset with Chipotle all the time because they're not Qdoba, and they took away the Qdoba that was near. I like Qdoba better than Chipotle.
But it's not as flavorful.
Not to me.
That's true. Everyone has their own taste buds.
Qdoba got that good queso, and I really like.
I never do queso.
Qdoba has really good queso, and I really liked the tortillas that they wrapped their burritos in. Also, the burritos were huge. So I prefer them. Like Chipotle works, like it's fine. It's never my first choice when I'm thinking about where I want to order out to eat from.
It's honestly, that's my standard go-to. Like Chipotle, I order from this one. I think I order from Chipotle more than any other restaurant when I do Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly because I use it as like fuel. Like I know I'm going to be full when I eat it.
That's true. That's true. That place for me would be shoot. What's the name of that place? It's like Mediterranean food.
Kava?
Yeah. I like kava.
Too many different textures. I am a texture person.
Fair enough.
And I just can't take that many different textures. Because I love salads.
I had a friend who he didn't really like pasta salad because it just felt like there's too much stuff going on.
I only eat the pasta and the broccoli out of a pasta salad. I don't like any other vegetable raw like that. So I am that adult that honestly says she doesn't like vegetables. And so I have to I hate to say this, but I have to trick myself into eating them. And so I'll make like my spaghetti sauce. I'll make my like marinara sauce from scratch, and I'll like saute like the onions, the zucchini, bell peppers, tomatoes, and then like blend it all together and make my pasta sauce that way. So I get vegetables that way. Or like I'm that person who like throws like spinach and other stuff into her smoothies because I don't like vegetables. I like broccoli. I like green beans. I like broccolini for the most part. Those are like the only like green things. And I hate it because I have tried. I have tried to like other vegetables, and I'm just like, you are disgusting. So I trick myself into like eating it in other ways.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I really I like vegetables, and I like a lot of well, it depends on the texture. But I like foods that do have different textures. Just because I'm curious about the textures. Like I've definitely eaten stuff from like I hate how this feels in my mouth. so I won't eat it again. But I like eating stuff that I'm not afraid to eat stuff that has like all kind of different textures and stuff because I'm like, what if this what if it slaps? Like what if it's fire?
So like when I do smoothies, I never buy a smoothie from like a smoothie shop because I need to strain it through a strainer because like pulp from like doing like I have a Ninja Bullet and I'll like blend my smoothie and then I will strain it through a strainer and then drink it because like I will gag on the texture.
Wow.
Yeah. Like like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat this. It's like my body's like, you think you are. You're not. How's the cover coming along?
I just started working on it again, so not that much progress since yesterday, but there's not too much more to do. Like I have to clean everything up, make it look like shiny and crisp, you know, like bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, and then add like a couple of things that she asked for. So take away a couple of things, but it's almost done. It shouldn't take too much longer, or rather, I'll give myself another time limit, so that I don't spend eternity. Because like sometimes with art, you can just like, and I'm sure it's similar for writing. If you don't give yourself a time limit, you will just continue going on writing and editing and all that kind of stuff. For me, I'll just continue rendering until it starts to look bad. So and that's not what I want. So I would put it on the stream. I mean, I don't know if
I would get permission before I do that.
yeah. So I don't want to do it.
To the people who are still hanging out, how are y'all feeling? What are y'all working on? How much work have y'all made? How much progress have y'all made? Because I can state that I have added about 5,000 words, in between 3,000 and 5,000 words today to my story. And I will say, I never really care about word count. To me, word count doesn't mean anything if the story didn't need all the words. You know? I write until the story is finished.
Yes.
And when it tells me it's done, it's done. And if it's only 50,000 words, and the story is only 50,000 words. But I never really have a word count for my books because I think at that point then I'm focusing on adding buzzwords or things to make the story longer, but didn't add to the story. Like with my chapters, if I take a chapter out, I want you to miss that chapter. You know? I don't want there to be like a filler episode or a filler chapter just to be there.
My autocorrect is a op. It's really frustrating. I will be typing stuff and like I feel like when I make a mistake, a lot of times, I feel like the autocorrect word should be very obvious. But then it'll autocorrect to something that is not even a real word or has like nothing to do with anything. Like it's just very strange. And then I'll click on it by accident and then I have to correct another word that's not even close to the word I was already typing.
So I am a talk to text person, and I need not to be because apparently I don't speak clear enough to where it understands me. It's all like all my friends know that I use talk to text a lot because I have to apologize for the crap that I just sent them. And it's like, no, we get it. And they're like, when are you actually going to stop using it? You keep saying you're going to stop, but you never stop. I'm like, I know because I'm lazy, and it allows me to text you guys faster. And it's like so grammatically incorrect, and it's not the right word, but they like, oh, we got the gist of it from the body of the rest of the text. I was like, yeah, I don't sound smart.
I don't even think my phone has talk to text, but I feel like it's frustrating because like whenever I do it, I still end up having to correct a lot. I'm like, I could have just typed it out.
Yeah. That's why one of my friends, she won't use it for that exact reason.
So at that point, either I'm going to type it out or I'll just do a voice note.
Yes, cutesy cat. Your uncle is right there with me in the head.
Big brain.
So y'all get the gist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing a character that is like the person who was born with like a silver spoon in their mouth and like to test it.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia has like grown up in the system, and it's like only the line is, I think, only people who have power say it's overrated.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like that line.
It's correct. I don't know if you heard about what's going on with with like the writer strikes and the actor strike and everything. I don't know if you heard what Bob Iger had said.
Oh God, yes. And I am I'm like, I don't pay for my Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my brother's, but like I'm debating canceling my Hulu. But the thing is, I don't have cable. I only have stream. I only have a Fire Stick.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to figure out what I want to get rid of. I think I might just be a BritBox goer for a while.
That was so crazy. I can't even imagine like to have so much wealth to be so displaced from the fact that anybody could ask, like be in such a situation to need to strike and to ask for more money. Like,
did you so on TikTok there was that actress from Orange is the New Black, and apparently she was in 44 episodes,
mm-hmm.
and her royalty check was $27.
I saw. I've been seeing all kind of actors on my For You page. The actress from The Princess Diaries, who was like
the best friend.
The best friend. Like she posted like her residuals, and they're crazy. Who else? You know who Dante Bosco is?
Yeah, he posted his a lot.
Yeah.
And for like the ones where you're only a guest star for like one episode for one scene, like yeah, I get it. But if you were like a major player in an episode, Like,
the thing is, in what I'm hearing, what I'm learning more is like more people talk about like why people are striking. Like it's not even just about the actors; it's about like the crew,
mhm.
and like just everybody on the set being able to get paid something decent. You know,
Especially because with streaming, and I don't understand why streaming did this. I had never had a problem with the 22 episode story arc because a lot of times, like you're trying to force a story in 10 episodes, 8 episodes, 6 episodes, is very annoying.
yeah,
It's cutting into when the actors themselves can get paid for something. If like you, can't think of her name. She's a black actress. She was on Law and Order SVU when I first started, and like they wrote her character off, I think in season 2, and replaced her with like Ice-T.
What else has she been on? I don't know. I don't watch.
She's been in. I know, like she's. It was a sci-fi show. I want to say Battlestar Galactica, but I don't think that's correct.
Is she common in a lot of sci-fi stuff?
I gotta figure out her name because, like, I know her name, and I don't know her name. That's a lie. I know this actress though. I've seen her in other things.
Does she have like? I
She's
mean,
like blonde. She's like a blonde afro.
blonde afro. Oh, and she's black.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. Blonde afro.
I'm doing IMDb. Okay, I just want to see the cast, please. Michelle Hurd.
I never heard of that lady.
She was in. Oh, she was in Blind Spot. I forgot about that. Okay, she was in.
She's in a lot of stuff. I just looked her up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the thing that I know her from though. Is it Star Trek that I know her from?
Probably. This is the first thing that came up when I looked her up. It says she's in Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, so then she was in the. I think she was in the original Star. Before. I guess I thought she was in it in like the 90s.
Hmm.
But she commented how like with streaming they've changed the way actors have gotten paid. And then there was one actress, another black actress, and she had made a TikTok about the fact that she was at her day job. She left the picket line and went to her day job at a Pilates studio because acting never brought her in enough money to survive on her own, survive just off of the acting.
Yeah.
And she is a season regular on Gossip Girl. She was on Gossip Girl, the new version.
Mm.
And even though she's a season regular, she never made enough money off of it because then another actor who's in some show that I don't know, but he is, I guess a lot of people know who he is because he had a big following. He explained that like for one of the shows where he would make $7,000 off of like I think off of 2 episodes, but then like 10% went to agent, 10% went to manager, 10% went to lawyer.
I know. I saw his. I know who that guy you're talking. He was on Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, the new show that Netflix did. He played Sabrina's daddy, the devil.
Oh, I never watched Sabrina.
Yeah. It was a good show. I really liked the first season. The next couple seasons got weird, but I liked it. And he's really good on it. So, but yeah, he was talking about how like even though he had such a big role on that show, and that show went on for several seasons, it's still, that's not his main job. He's got kids and stuff. So
yeah. So I forgot how we got on this topic.
Oh, you were talking about your writing character, or you said a
Oh
quote
yes,
about
yeah,
power.
about power, and only the people who are in power think it's overrated.
Yes.
And there's like another line from Enola Holmes, the movie on Netflix, when Sherlock's character was trying to find his sister and was interviewing this woman, and she was like, "Do you pay attention to Parliament?" And he's like, "No, I find it boring." She's like, "Because you can afford to."
Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect you. I hate when something is grammatically correct, but I just hate the way it sounds. And so I have to make it grammatically incorrect. And then people point out it's a typo. It's like, it's not a typo if I did it on purpose. I'm going to be super honest. I hate when it's like, I said Jocelyn and me. I prefer Jocelyn and I. I
That's
like
how
the way
it's
it
supposed to
sounds
be.
better.
That's
But
fine.
every time I write like Amatry and me, it's like, or also every time I write like Amatry and I, it's like, it should be Amatry and me. I was like, no, it sounds stupid that way.
I thought it's supposed to be. I thought
Me
it's supposed to
too.
be that and
But
I.
Grammarly is like, no, it shouldn't be.
Grammarly is wrong.
I believe that. 'Cause I
Grammarly
like
is
I.
incorrect. They don't know what they're talking about.
The amount of money I pay for it, they better.
Mhm.
But I like the way I rolls off versus me.
Yeah. I agree. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah.
Come on, Barbie, let's go
I was in
party.
second grade when that song came out.
Right? I'm so glad it's getting a resurgence right now. It just, this whole thing, the whole movie just makes me so happy. I love when the whole world, or maybe not the whole world, but just like when the masses get festive. It's my favorite thing. That's why I love, like, Halloween is my favorite holiday. I love Christmas. The whole world get festive for Christmas, but like I love Halloween because everybody is dressing up. Everybody is having fun and on theme and just buying in to what it is, you know.
So don't hate me, but I'm over Christmas.
Fair enough.
Only because by the time we get to Christmas, I've been celebrating Christmas in September. And it's just annoying. I'm tired. Like, someone posted, they already have the Halloween decorations out at some stores. And it's like, can we just celebrate the holiday in the month?
No, because Halloween starts right now for me. No, I agree with
No.
that. I agree with that
Halloween
personally.
is my favorite holiday. I love it. I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. But can we not start celebrating it until like the middle of September?
No, we have to start right now. It starts
No.
right now in July
No, it does not.
because it goes so fast. As soon as September come, it's too much pressure to try and start planning Halloween stuff in September, and then October is the next month, and then it's just too much. You got to decorate. You got to put all the stock into the
I don't
decorations. You got
decorate.
to plan out your costumes. You got to plan out your events that you're going to. Are you going to the Ren Fest? Are you going to put Halloween spins on your Ren Fair costumes? Like,
No.
you gotta plan. It's too much. I get stressed every year thinking about what I'm gonna do for Halloween because I'm thinking about it too late. I gotta start right now. Right
No.
now.
I
Matter
do
of
not
fact, I'm gonna start putting up some spooky business around here.
No. Like my
Time for me to
sister-in-law
get active.
always like Christmas is her favorite, and like she'll start like playing. I will not play a single Christmas song until December 1st. There is no celebrating of like Thanksgiving gets everything. Halloween gets all of October. Thanksgiving is all of November. Christmas only gets December.
And that's fair. I feel like I really want to recreate like how Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving felt when we were kids. And like people like to talk about, oh, it never feels like how it felt when we was growing up. And like, yeah, because when you're growing up, you were watching everyone was watching cable if they had it. And even if you didn't have cable, the network TV shows, whatever, if you were watching TV, there was commercials. There were themed commercials that were constantly coming on. And then you had like specials, so like if you had cable, you had like the 31 Days of Halloween where they were playing Halloween stuff constantly. You got all the Christmas movies and stuff. You got Lifetime, and there was like constant reminders around in media uh, that those holidays were going on. But now, like if people are streaming, you can choose generally what you're watching, and so you're not as inundated with like you still have ads, but it's not the same kind of ads, and you're not inundated with the same amount of those specific themed ads as you probably would have been when you were a kid.
So I also think it's like with social media, I see so many different posts about like holidays before. It's like, guys, I don't want to focus on another holiday while we're in the middle of a holiday. Like now Thanksgiving is strictly Black Friday, and the deals on Black Friday are horrible.
Yes, they're terrible. They're not even good deals anymore. They used to be really good, but
yeah,
now everybody's like, we can't even pretend to give you a deal. Like we actually need this money. And it's like, well, get out of the Black Friday race then. Close the store if you can't do it. Like the point of Black Friday is that you get enough sales that you're in the black. Like, hello, like y'all, what's going on, man? Like, anyway. I mean, it's okay. We're in a recession. I get it. I get it.
So I'm gonna be super honest.
Mm-hmm.
My food is almost here, and I'm gonna go eat with my mother. I haven't spent any time with her today, so I think I'm going to have to end this stream.
Right. Well, I think we spent enough time. I think we can call it after 3.5 hours.
I mean, yeah, because we've given you guys 6.5 hours of our lives in the last 2 days.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But we also got a lot done. My outline has been completely revamped.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to add a lot of words to my book. Had some great conversations. Jocelyn, what were you able to get done?
I booked my hotel for Dragon Con. I'm making progress on the book cover, and I'm creating my Barbieheimer sleepover event on Facebook. So I've been picking emoji. I'm doing that. So it has been productive. It'll continue to be productive. I'm not done, but we're gonna be done streaming for now.
I've had a very long day of looking at my computer screen. I think I'm gonna not look at my computer the rest of the evening. I think I'm just gonna stick to my Remarkable tablet, even though I've added the chapters back. I've moved things in order. I think I need to print them out and do like a line edit of like what is actually coming out and what is staying. I might print it out. Even though like I've told the world. And I think I'm not sure if Jocelyn and I will be able to do this again before a couple of weeks, because I have a couple cons I'm traveling for, and she has a couple cons that she's traveling for. So if we can, it may be random spur of the moment, but nothing planned.
Yeah. And there may be times where maybe I'm streaming by myself or she's streaming by herself or what, what have you.
You're gonna cheat on me? How dare you?
With myself,
With whoever joins.
I mean, just streaming by myself where I do like an art stream. We're gonna stream again and we will tell the people.
She's leaving
Oh
me.
my
people.
god.
I'm a jealous person.
Oh my god.
How dare you?
Oh my god. We will stream again. I will not cheat on her. Okay.
Fine.
It
I guess
won't
it's more
happen.
exclusive. I'm happy I met you.
It's good.
I don't know if you're happy you met me, but
I am. It's a good friendship. It's good. It's good. I like it.
But to everyone else who stopped by, whether you watch this today, tomorrow, or in 10 years, thank you for hanging out with us and laughing with us and entertaining our random conversations as we try and get work done.
Yes. Thanks for everybody who stayed. Thanks for everybody who hopped in.
Yes. Cutesy Cat, thank you for that website because I'm going to definitely look into that. That seems like a lot of fun. And streaming that might be fun too. Who knows? The Real Salties. That is Salties. I wish you luck on your work. And next time you see one of us streaming, let us know the progress that you have made. And Mayor 2013. We need to see that thesis. And don't forget the invite to the live streaming of your graduation because we're going to be like snaps and claps the entire time.
That's right. I need that. I need the invite. I need the update. I need the progress on what you got going on.
This is your homework. The only issue is we don't know when it's going to be due because we don't know when we're going to be back.
we don't know anything. We are putting our faith in you that you will keep us posted on your journeys.
So if there's nothing else, bye.
Bye.